When designing your brand, there are 3 things you need to do. The first is to design a logo, and everything centers around your logo. But be careful, because if you make a mistake here, it could cost you a lot of money. Step 2 is design your branding and your packaging, and you want to make your packaging, your product, pop. Especially if you're selling your product online and people can't physically hold it, you're going to have to try to sell them with just an image of your product, and you're going to want to make sure that your image stands out from the rest of the branding and packaging out there. Step 3 is to design the product itself, and I'll give you some tips on how you can make a product that people are going to love and want to share with their friends. And before we get started, make sure to smash the like button, because I'm going to share with you over 10 years of experience that I have in this video. And I'm even going to be showing you a real example of a product that I had an idea and I decided within 7 days I wanted to turn this into an actual product. And I'm going to show you how I did that in this video as well. And before I explain how to do this, if you're new to the channel, my name's Travis and I've done over $10 million in online sales. And I've learned a ton of secrets about how to design your product, your logo, your branding. And right now it's more important than ever to create a brand. And that's because there's over 13,000 new online businesses being started every single day here in the United States. If you want to stand out, it's going to come down to your product design. And when you have high quality branding and packaging, you can sell your product for more. There's a reason that this shirt only costs a small amount of money and this shirt costs way more money, and it all comes down to branding. It's also going to make it so it's more memorable for your audience. Now, before we do any of this design step, the real first step is to come up with a brand name. And one of the most important things when creating a brand name is to make sure that it's relevant to the product that you're selling. And here's a hack. You can actually use the name of your product to explain what your product is. My first passion product was called Performance Nut Butter. And all jokes aside, it made it very clear what this product is. It's a nut butter product made from macadamia, coconut, and cashews that's geared towards people that are looking for high performance energy. And if you can have your brand name show the benefit of your product, this is a shortcut to success. I also taught this method to AJ, and we created a brand called Cocktail Cards, which is cocktail recipe flashcards, and he did over $500,000 in sales in his first year. You're also going to want to make sure you trademark your brand name, and sometimes it's hard to actually trademark the name of a brand. You might have to trademark the image of your logo, but that's okay. It will still give you some legal protection. The big thing when coming up with a brand name is you not only want it just to be easy to remember, you ideally want to make it hard to forget. So even though there's a bit of a joke with Performance Nut Butter, it was hard for people to forget. Once you hear that, you're going to remember what the name of that product is. If you get stuck, there is a website called namelix.com, and all you do is put some keywords in of what you're trying to sell, and it'll give you a ton of different ideas for a name for the brand of your product. For instance, for the new brand that I'm creating, we're going to be selling electrolytes for the carnivore diet. So if I hit generate and then I select some of the different information here, like styles and how random I want it to be, it'll come up with a bunch of different names for my brand. And some of these are pretty good, like Electrolyte Beast or Electrolyte Carnivore, but some are pretty bad, like Energy Bloods. Not something I would recommend. Now, for our product, we're just gonna be calling this brand Carnivore Electrolytes. And that is a bonus tip. Nowadays, people go to Google, they go to Amazon, they search for things that they wanna buy. And if your brand can have the keywords, the things that they're searching for in the brand name of your product, you're more likely to come up at the top of the search results. And that's why I'm just gonna do something very basic and call it Carnivore Electrolytes, because people are already going to Amazon and searching for Carnivore Electrolytes because people are on the carnivore diet and they want an electrolyte supplement. I wanna market to those people, so we're gonna make a very simple, easy brand name for this example. And once you have a brand name, you're gonna wanna go to namechk.com, and you can put in your brand name and it'll check to see if the domain's available, to see if the social media is available, and to make sure that no one else has already taken your brand name. You can also go to uspto.gov to make sure that no one else has already trademarked your name. And after you do that, I recommend getting the domain name for your product. You can go to GoDaddy.com or Namecheap.com. And if you want to set up a website, I recommend going with a WooCommerce website or a Shopify website. WooCommerce is going to be a lot cheaper, and I recommend going with Hostinger. There's a link down below with a discount code if you go with Hostinger. It's only a couple dollars a month compared to Shopify, which is going to be around $30 to $40 a month. But now that you have a brand name, let's get into the 3 steps of how to actually create the logo, the branding, the whole product design, and everything for your product. And there's some Things that you should know before you get started creating a logo. And one of the most important things is color theory. What do different colors mean? And less saturated colors like blues and pastels generally show more of a calm vibe. So if you're selling something in the baby niche, or maybe you're selling herbal teas, you're gonna wanna go with more pastel, calm, relaxing colors. Bright colors in contrast tend to create stronger, more intense feelings. Think things like activewear, or even sometimes food like McDonald's with the red and the yellow. On the other hand, the color blue can be calming and trustworthy. Think about all the different insurance companies that use the color blue. On the other hand, the color red will stimulate your brain and your heart and get you excited. And this is something deeply primal in humans. If you take the same girl and put her in a blue dress and a red dress, on average, most people would rate her more attractive in the red dress, even though it's the same girl. The same thing's true with your business. The right color can make your business appear more attractive for your audience depending on what you're trying to sell. And when designing your logo, there's two big options. One is to do it yourself and one is to hire a professional. And I'll talk all the different ways that you can hire a professional to do your logo, and that's generally what I recommend. But if you're tight on cash, you can use websites or tools like Canva. And when you design your logo using Canva, it makes it extremely easy. And on top of that, you own your logo 100%. There's nothing to worry about as far as that goes. And this is very easy to do if you're looking for a very minimalist, simple design. However, if you want to hire a single expert to design your logo, you can go to websites like Fiverr or Upwork.com. Fiverr is going to be cheaper, but you're going to generally get lower quality designs. Here's an example of a Fiverr logo that I've gotten before. On the other hand, with websites like Upwork, you can generally find higher quality designers. And here's an example of a logo I've gotten from Upwork.com before. Now, another option, if you're willing to spend a little bit more money and you really don't know what kind of logo you want, I recommend is 99 Designs. And 99 Designs will cost you between $300 all the way up to $1,200. And what this allows you to do is run a contest where multiple different people will submit designs to you and you get to pick the winner. So I really like this. If you really need a creative idea for your logo, you can go to 99designs.com. There is a link down below in the description and it'll give you a huge discount when you sign up with 99 Designs. But if you're looking to sell an Amazon FBA product, and that's normally what I talk about here on this channel, I recommend going to fbacreatives.com, and I co-founded this company. And this is the exact designers that I use when I'm launching a new Amazon FBA brand. And there's a link down below that'll get you half off, 50% off your design. And we can do at FBA Creatives your logo, your entire product and packaging and design, and we can even design your Amazon listing for you. And when working with my team to design this logo, we went through a ton of different iterations. And the most important thing when designing this logo was to make sure that it was going to pop, because when people go to Amazon and they search for products, we wanted to make sure that our product would stand out. And at the end of this video, I'll go into more depth explaining all the different iterations of logos that we went through, why I chose this final logo and package design, as well as give you some extra tips on how to make your product stand out. The next step is to design all your branding, because once you have the logo, you can take that and extrapolate it and create good packaging. You can create a website. You can figure out how you would create advertisements for your product. And with your branding, again, you want to make it pop. You want to make it stand out. You want to make it obvious from the look of your branding and your packaging what your product represents. And really what you're trying to do here is show the end customer how they're going to feel when they buy your product. That's why Apple branding is so simple and convenient. They're trying to let the customer know when you buy our product, your life's gonna be simpler and easier, and it's not gonna be really technical like when you buy a Windows computer. Nike, on the other hand, their branding is all about just do it, that you're gonna become stronger and faster and you're gonna work harder when you buy their products. How do you wanna make your customer feel? Do you wanna make them feel healthier? Then create branding and packaging that's gonna make them, when they look at it, feel like this is a healthy product. And you need to be careful at this step. For instance, Edgar, a student of mine, he ended up making a mistake with his packaging where he lost over $50,000 because he packaged a premium product in non-premium packaging. He put his premium apple cider vinegar into plastic bottles and people hated that. They complained and it ended up making it so sales were a lot lower. The third step, and a step that a lot of people overlook, is actually designing the product itself. And I'm not just talking about the container of the product, I'm talking about the ingredients, the thing that's inside the product. For instance, with Performance Nut Butter, my first Amazon business, and this business has done over $1 million in sales. For this product, I actually took out a food processor, tried out different ratios of nuts, and I came up with a formula that no one else was using, macadamia, coconut, and cashew, that tasted absolutely delicious. And as important as branding and logo and image design is, your actual product is the thing that people are going to fall in love with, and it's going to make them come back again and again. Now, you're probably not a product designer, so how do you do this? Well, it could be as easy as what I did, pulling out a food processor and trying out different things, or we can look at what AJ did with cocktail cards. He just took some blank index cards and wrote out with a pen what he wanted on all the cards. He then later hired a designer to make it look a lot more professional. But if you can't do this yourself, if you're selling something that's a little bit more complicated, you can try a few different things. The first is work with your manufacturer. For carnivore electrolytes, we just talked with the manufacturer. We told them exactly what ratios of different ingredients we wanted. We did some research and tried to figure out with the carnivore diet, what is the most important ingredients in an electrolyte powder. For instance, we found out more magnesium, calcium, and potassium is very important if you're on the carnivore diet, because you're not going to get a lot of that in your day-to-day foods. But if your manufacturer isn't really willing to work with you, or they're not knowledgeable in this area, you can again go to Fiverr or Upwork. And it's crazy. Any kind of expert that you're looking for, you can probably find on Upwork.com. So with all this being said, it's time for you to start your own online business. And I've found the easiest way to make money online to be selling products on Amazon.com. And I have a full 5-hour free video for you. You can get by clicking right here. It's a free YouTube video where I show you step-by-step how to start your own Amazon FBA business. So click on that video. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.